If you just started using QuickBooks Online, you may be wondering where everything is. So I just wanted to make this video to give you a general overview of where to find all the features. When you first log in, you'll probably come to the dashboard, which has several links, several quick action buttons to allow you to do several things in the software. It also has a bank account screen, and you can go to the registers or connect additional accounts. And there are some tasks of things that QuickBooks thinks you might want to do, like remind your customers about their invoices. And you can also explore other products, set up payroll, set up payments, or even get a QuickBooks Live bookkeeping expert. And you can customize the quick action screen by just clicking on these three little dots and customizing it. This will allow you to choose which buttons you want to see. There is a business overview, which has some basic reports, and a planner if you want to use that feature. I also want to show you the gear icon, which is up here in the top right corner. This is going to be more administrative type functions, such as managing your users, managing your subscriptions and billing, and things like that. If you have a version of QuickBooks with budgets included, you would get to your budgeting here. And there are just some other general features, like you can go to all your lists. Your account settings is where you set up your company information, and there are other settings in here also. So the gear icon is pretty useful, and you're going to want to get familiar with it. And then over here on the left, you're going to find all of your accounting functions and features. At the very top, you have a button that will allow you to do several things related to customers, vendors, employees, or just general accounting. So I would recommend looking around these menus and getting familiar with it. You can create invoices, you can receive payments, you can add a customer, you can create expenses, create checks, pay bills, add a vendor, print checks. And then under employees, you can do things like look at weekly timesheets, go to payroll, or add time entries. And then of course you can do things like create journal entries, deposits, transfers, things like that. Okay, and then all those features are also within these menu tabs over here on the left. So I would recommend just going through the tabs. You can change which tabs you see down here at the bottom. And then of course you can also bookmark things that you think you're going to use a lot. And that'll bring those bookmarks up here at the top. You can also click here to change the bookmarks, or you can click on this little bookmark tab or button on any of these links. So there's several ways to do one thing in this software. Okay, for the bank transactions, you can link your bank and credit card accounts, and what that does is bring the transactions in. They have not been recorded yet, just because they come in through the bank transactions, but you can record them here. You can click on any line, you can change it, and you can add it. Or if the transaction is already in QuickBooks, for example, this deposit, you can just match it to what's already there, already in the software. And I do have a whole video about adding transactions in the bank feeds. And then there's an app transactions tab. This is a way to link transactions. For example, if you have Square, you can link that and bring the transactions in from Square and then match them to your bank transactions. You can set up receipts. I do have a video about this. You can reconcile accounts. I have a video about this. I'm going to make a playlist with all of these QuickBooks videos so you can watch them all if you need to. You can set up rules, and that just makes adding transactions over in the bank feeds a lot quicker, a lot faster. And then of course you can go to your chart of accounts and view these registers, like for example the checking account, and then you can click on this little box on the top and go to different registers. Now you're not going to be able to go to the register of every single account. When you get down here to the income and expenses, it only allows you to run a report and look at the transactions on a report format. And you can go to different pages and you can change your view up here at the top under the settings. And if you're looking for something that you've made inactive, you can click on Include Inactive and it'll bring it up. And those types of features, like under bank transactions, you also have the option to change your settings to change your view. Okay, under sales, that's going to be your invoices and your customers. You'll have to set up products and services first if you want to create invoices, and then use those products and services on your invoices. And I believe I have a video about creating invoices in QuickBooks. If I don't, I need to make one. Under expenses, you'll see your expenses. You can go to your vendors individually. You can see your vendor bills. You can add a bill, pay a bill. And you can also pay contractors through QuickBooks and track your mileage. And there is an app if you want to use the QuickBooks mobile app to track your mileage. There's a customer leads tab where you'll see your customers, but there's also a marketing feature and you can use MailChimp. There may be an extra cost depending on what options you use there. And then of course you're going to go to reports, and what reports you see are just going to depend on your subscription level, but you can just kind of look around. I would recommend looking around, clicking on some of these and seeing what the reports look like. If you don't have any data in here yet, it's not going to show anything, but once you start getting data into QuickBooks, then you'll be able to start looking at the reports. If you need to run payroll, there is an option to do that within QuickBooks. And you can also, like I said earlier, pay contractors as well. And this will help you at year end if you want to prepare 1099s within QuickBooks. You can track time. So if you're a service-based business and you bill your customers according to the time worked by you and your staff, then you could use time entries in QuickBooks. That is an option. And then taxes are also in QuickBooks. You can track your sales tax. If payroll was turned on in this company, you would also see a payroll tax tab up here. And then of course you can go to your 1099 filings as well. You can invite up to 2 accountant users. And then you can go to banking services, which is just going to be related to loans if you're interested in that. And there are also extra apps you can buy or link and use, so you can look at that as well. Some of these are free, like if you link your Square account, that's going to be free, but there are going to be some that might be things you have to purchase. So definitely check into it, maybe look at the reviews and make that decision. So that's basically it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and thank you for watching.